This is Jill Ward with Century 21 Island Homes. Today we're going to talk about the fees that a seller has to pay during the course of a real estate transaction. Hawaii is an escrow state. Escrow is the organization that is in charge of collecting all of the fees and paperwork and kind of acts as an intermediary between the buyer and the seller. So when you hear a lot about seller fees, you'll hear a lot about escrow because they are the ones that are collecting all of the costs that are incurred during the course of a transaction. Generally for sellers, nothing really comes out of pocket. A lot of the costs come from the proceeds. The first thing that escrow will look at when you have a final settlement statement is your mortgage. If you have any remaining mortgage payment that has to be made, escrow will pay off the bank or the HELOC. If you have a first loan, a second loan, so they are the ones that take care of all of the mortgage costs. The second thing are the commissions to the realtors and the brokerage. So commissions are paid to both sides, both the buyer and the seller, and that's determined by the seller as to what those fees are going to be. So the payments are made directly to the brokerages, and the brokerages then pay the realtors. Sometimes during the course of a transaction, you also have buyer credits. Buyer credits are given to a buyer when something is going on during the course of the transaction and the seller doesn't necessarily want to take care of the cost, but they'll put some of the proceeds to the side in order to help the buyer take care of those costs. During the course of the transaction, usually about 2 to 3 weeks into the transaction, there's also a survey that takes place. A surveyor will come out to the property and stake the boundary lines and also let parties know if there are any fences or walls or if the structure encroaches on another property. Property taxes are also an interesting topic that the seller winds up paying in advance. So if you are selling your property, you have already paid 6 months in advance to the city and county. Whatever the remainder is in that 6-month time period will be prorated and the buyer will take care of the rest of that. If you live out of state or you're an international seller, you may be subject to a tax called HARPTA or FERPTA. Non-Hawaii residents have to pay the HARPTA tax and international sellers have to pay a FERPTA tax. So it's an additional tax that is taken out by the city and county at closing. The last 3 fees are some of the smaller fees in the course of the transaction. There's an escrow fee. The escrow company takes a fee for arranging all of, again, the documentation, the payments, and the disbursements. Title, which is the deed to the property being transferred, as well as the insurance to make sure the title is clear. And the recording fee, which gets paid to the city and county to make sure that the transaction records properly. So after all of these fees are paid by the seller, the resulting amount is the net proceeds, and that is how much the seller will take away at the close of the transaction. So hopefully this information is helpful. I appreciate you listening, and if you ever have any questions, please feel free to contact me via text or email or give me a call. Thank you.